You are watching a Calyx software video tutorial. In this tutorial, we will cover the use and creation of business rules in PointCentral. There are 4 default business rule types, grouped into 2 categories, hard stop and soft stop. A hard stop rule will alert a user of unmet conditions and will prevent the file from being saved until the set requirements are met, whereas a soft stop allows a user to continue through the message, functioning more as a reminder. The hard stop rules are disabled fields, required fields, and state licenses. The disabled fields rule will disable or gray out certain fields when the user, depending on individual or group access rights, opens a file. Any field disabled from the rule will prevent the user from making any changes to those fields, but the user can still read the data that applies. The required fields rule requires that certain fields be completed before the user can save a file. When the user saves the file, Point will confirm that the required fields are filled out. If they are not, a message will appear giving the user instructions on how to satisfy the conditions that are missing. The file cannot be saved until all required fields are completed. The state licenses rule allows users to create loan files only in the state they are licensed to do business in. This rule prevents users from saving a file unless the subject property state matches their licensing. Soft stop rules or a custom message will simply alert the user with a warning message of a field that requires attention, but will still allow the file to be saved without completing those missing fields. We will now go over creating each of the different types of rules and adding them to user and group access rights. We will start with the disable fields. From your PointCentral admin site, using the left navigation menu, go to Rules and Add Rule to open the Add Rule page. Enter a name for the rule in the name field. If you want to copy the settings from an existing rule, this is also where you would use the Copy From drop-down list to select the rule you want to copy to this title. Once the rule is named and if copying the Copy From rule is chosen, click the Add Rule button. This will take you to the Edit Point Rule page where you will enter in a description, and select your rule type. Here we will choose Disabled Fields from the drop-down list. Next, you will use the definition section to enter the field name or ID that is to be disabled. A list of fields will appear and be filtered as you type. Once the field you are looking for is visible, select it and click on the plus symbol by its name. Remember, you can only disable fields that appear in this list after entering a field name or ID. Next, you will set whether this rule applies to prospect and borrower files or for borrower files only. You also have the ability to add a condition that will enable the rule only when the condition has been met, such as lock confirmed date is not blank. So with this example, the condition set makes it so that the lock confirmed date will be grayed out if it has data in the field. This prevents the numbers from being changed by anyone with access to the file after it has been saved. When you are finished adding the disabled fields, scroll to the bottom of the page and click the Update Rule button. This will refresh the page and a message will be displayed stating that the rule information has been updated. Now you can start applying your rules to your users. Scroll back down to the bottom on the Edit Point Rule page and click on the Edit User Access button. Choose whether you want to add group access rights or add user access rights by clicking the appropriate button. Depending on if you are modifying users or groups, once on the next page, you will select the user or groups that the rule will apply to. Click the Add User Access Rights button and the rule will automatically be applied the next time the user or anyone in the user group logs into their software. Setting up a required fields rule is done the same way as setting up the disabled fields rule. For state licensing rules, you will go through the same steps as with the previous rule types. Rules, Add Rule, enter a name, Use the Copy From drop-down list if you wish to copy from a previously created rule, and click Add Rule. Here you will select State License. The main difference when setting up this rule type is that the definition section will now populate all possible states to be licensed in. Select all the states that the user is licensed in, and scroll down to click the Update Rule button. Click the Edit User Access button to be able to add group or user access rights. Select where this rule will apply and click the appropriate Add Access Rights button. This covers all the hard stop rule types, leaving the soft stop rule type remaining, custom messages. Remember, with soft stop rules, a message appears, but even if any conditions set are not met, unlike with the hard stop rules, the file can still be saved. The initial steps for setting a custom message are the same as the previous. From your PointCentral admin page, using the left navigation menu, go to Rules and Add Rule. Enter the name for the new rule. Use the Copy From drop-down if wanting to copy settings from a previous rule, and click the Add Rule button. Once on the Edit Rule page, you can enter a description and then select Custom Messages from the Rule Type drop-down menu list. In the definition section, you will have the option to select the Do Not Continue Without All Conditions checkbox to force the user to satisfy all conditions before they can save the loan file. This creates a custom hard stop. If you want to just display the message as a reminder or warning, do not click this box. Enter your custom message that's to be displayed to the user. Select if the rule will apply to prospect and borrower files or borrower files only, and click Add a Condition. Then enter a field name, what its condition is, when the loan status is clear to close and user has not entered any comments. Scroll down to click the Update Rule button and follow with the Edit User Access button to be able to add user or group access rights. Select those the rule will apply to and the correlating Add Access Rights button. Thank you for watching this Calyx video tutorial on creating business rules in PointCentral.